Fluent Avenuex. Speak English with class.
Have you ever felt lost about your future? You wake up one day and realize you have too many dreams, too many interests, too many ideas, and still no clear direction. You like art. You like business. You enjoy technology. You think about medicine. You think about YouTube. Your mind is full, but your heart feels confused. And everyone keeps asking the same question. What will you become? This story is for you. Today, we are not just learning English. We are learning about life, about career, about fear, about finding your path when everything feels unclear. There was a young person who had many interests. Since childhood, they were curious about everything. They loved drawing. They loved science. They loved speaking in front of people. They even dreamed of starting a small business one day. Teachers said, "You are talented." Friends said, "You can do anything." But that was the problem. Anything. When you can do anything, choosing one thing feels impossible. At first, it felt exciting. So many options. So many possibilities. But slowly, excitement turned into pressure. Pressure turned into fear. What if I choose wrong? What if I waste my time? What if everyone moves ahead and I stay behind? Days became weeks. Weeks became months. The person watched others make decisions. One friend chose engineering. Another chose medicine. Someone started working in a company. Someone moved to another country. And they were still thinking, still planning, still confused. Have you ever felt this way? You sit alone at night. You open your phone. You search best careers in 2026. You watch videos. You read articles. You compare salaries. You compare lifestyles. But your heart is still not calm. This is where the real struggle begins. Because the biggest problem is not choosing a career. The biggest problem is fear. Fear of failure. Fear of regret. Fear of judgment. The person started to feel behind in life. Family members asked questions again and again. So, what have you decided? What is your plan? Time is running. Time is running. Those words felt heavy. One day, they sat alone in a quiet room. No music. No phone.
No noise.
Just silence. And a simple question came to their mind. What do I enjoy doing, even if no one claps for me? It was not about money, not about status, not about impressing others. It was about peace. They realized something important. They did not need the perfect career. They needed a starting point. But what happened next? Instead of choosing one big dream, they chose one small action. They decided to improve one skill that could help in any career. Communication. English. Why English? Because English opens doors. English helps you speak with the world. English gives confidence. And this is where everything changed. At first, they were shy. They made mistakes. They forgot words. They felt embarrassed. Sometimes they wanted to quit. But they continued. They listened to simple podcasts. They repeated sentences. They spoke alone in their room. They practiced every day. Slowly, something surprising happened. Their confidence grew. Not just in English. In life. When you can express your thoughts clearly, your mind feels clear. When you can speak your ideas, your fear becomes smaller. They started talking to new people. They joined online meetings. They asked questions without shaking. No one saw this coming. The confused person who could not choose a career was now leading discussions. But the story does not end here. One day they got an opportunity. A small one. Nothing big. Just a chance to help in a project where communication was important. Before they would say no. Before they would think, I am not ready. But this time they said yes. They were still scared. But they were brave. That project led to another opportunity, then another, and slowly a direction appeared, not because they found the perfect career, but because they started moving. This is the truth no one tells you. Clarity comes from action, not from overthinking. You will not find your path by waiting. You find your path by walking. The person realized something powerful. You do not need to choose one interest forever. You can start somewhere. You can change later. You can grow. Your career is not a prison. It is a journey. And here is the most important part. Learning English was not just about language. It was about confidence. It was about courage. It was about saying, I am ready to try. Maybe you're watching this right now. Maybe you feel behind. Maybe you think others are smarter, more talented, more successful. But listen carefully. Everyone feels confused at some point. Everyone doubts themselves. The difference is simple. Some people stop. Others continue. Even when they are unsure. Even when they are afraid. Even when the future is unclear. This is where your transformation begins. You do not need all the answers today. You only need one decision. To improve.
To grow. To speak. To try.
When you improve your English, you improve your voice. When you improve your voice, you improve your opportunities. When you improve your opportunities, your career slowly becomes clearer. It may not happen in 1 week. It may not happen in 1 month. But it will happen. Because action creates direction. Remember this. Confusion is not a weakness. It is a sign that you care about your future. Fear is not your enemy. Staying stuck is. So, ask yourself again. What small step can I take today? Maybe it is watching one English video. Maybe it is speaking for 5 minutes. Maybe it is writing your goals. Small steps. Big change. The person in our story did not become successful overnight. They became brave. And bravery changed everything. Today, they still have many interests, but they are not afraid of them. They see them as strengths. Because now they know. Your career is not one decision. It is many small decisions. Made with courage. Made with learning. Made with growth. And this is your moment. Not to be perfect. Not to know everything. But to start. If you feel confused, you are not alone. If you feel lost, you are not broken. You are becoming. Use this time to build skills. Build confidence. Build your voice. And let English be your tool. Your bridge. Your power. One day, you will look back and smile. You will say, I was confused, but I did not give up. And that will be your greatest victory. If this story touched your heart, stay with us. Like this video. Subscribe to Fluent Avenuex. And watch the next video to continue your journey. Your future is not waiting for perfect. It is waiting for brave.
Start today.